Hello, I'm Aaron Jackson, Director of the Public and Community Relations for the Grand Council of Guardians. The Grand Council of Guardians is an African-American law enforcement fraternal organization in New York State. Nearly every day we hear about people who have served lengthy prison terms being released for crimes they did not commit. We as law enforcement officers play a critical role when we arrive at the scene of a crime. I remember many years ago I was working a 4 to 12 on patrol on the northern side of the Lower East Side. I parked my patrol car for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. It was my first break after responding to numerous radio runs. I observed a group of black and Hispanic males in a park listening to music, enjoying the summer's eve. All of a sudden a radio run came over, a 10:30, a robbery in progress on the southernmost side of the precinct. It was about 10 blocks away. I responded to the scene, and a male of another ethnic background had stated that he had been robbed by a group of black and Hispanic males. I conducted a canvass for the suspects for about 15 minutes when a radio run came over. Another unit had stopped a group of males of the same ethnic background and similar clothing description. I responded and observed they had stopped the same group of youth that were hanging out next to my patrol car for 10 to 15 minutes. At the same time, the robbery came over. Furthermore, I discovered the victim had identified these youths as the people who had robbed him earlier. As they were being handcuffed and being taken to the station house, I protested to the arresting officers and the patrol supervisor, but to no avail. In the station house, I told the arresting officers and the patrol supervisor, again, along with the desk officer and detectives in the station house, that these youths couldn't have done it. I explained I personally observed these youths 10 blocks away when the initial radio run came over. The clothing, age, and number of black and Hispanic males arrested varied from the initial radio run. No stolen property was recovered, and that the victim's identification was faulty. The biggest hurdle to overcome was convincing police officers that the suspects they arrested, who were identified by the victim, were innocent due to the victim's faulty identification. Only after a veteran detective got involved, it came out that the victim then stated that this group of black and Hispanic males looked similar to the group of black and Hispanic males that had robbed him. He then stated he wasn't 100% sure that these were the people who actually robbed him. The point I'm trying to make, especially to younger officers, is that only after I spoke up clearly in no uncertain terms, and after a more in-depth investigation was conducted, were these youths released, and the arrest had been avoided at the station house. Had this arrest went further, I would have made sure my information was provided to the district attorney. When we make arrests, we have to make certain we gather all the evidence available. Physical evidence, we have to document injuries, collect DNA evidence, voucher that shirt and shoes that are blood stained instead of just taking a picture of it, collect video from nearby business cameras. Cell phone video is just as important. Just as important, make sure you provide the district attorney with all of your evidence, even evidence that may not support your overall theory of what happened. I'm sure none of us want to be responsible for incarcerating a person for a crime they did not commit.